11:06 p.m., 11:26:05, Lecture 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I called you here to bring up some important issues along with Joe Zachary that I have to give some credit to, which is the brother of Dan Zachary. First, I would like to point out one thing. We've all been in a situation where we've been in a classroom, we've been sitting there basically as observers, watching a professor or teacher of some kind talk to you. We've all been there. And if you think hard enough, you could probably go right back to it. This, however, is interesting because as I'm talking to you, it's not really me talking to you. So you've all been a very critical part of my lives, shapers, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Shapers. So I'm talking to you, but it's actually we collectively talking to you. I'll repeat that. It's we talking to you. Does anyone have a problem with that?
No, it's clear.
Mike, do you have a problem with that? Do you understand that that's critical to what's to come? This is we talking to you.
We.
Could you help me out a little bit?
We.
Stephen, the entity standing before you is, in a very humble way, making the statement that he is, to a degree, the sum of his experience is largely formed by us present. Therefore, we are talking to ourselves as a collective.
Mike, the signal? Right, go ahead.
As a collective aspect of you, of your psyche, of your person, echoed.
So when you say it's interactive, it actually is, but you don't have to do anything. Because
it's retroactive.
You are actually embodied in everything that's going on.
Excellent.
Unlike when you were in graduate school or college or whatnot, or high school, you didn't really know the teacher. But now you are the teacher, or the presenter, and the presenting.
Mm-hmm.
That said, does anyone still have a problem?
No, sir.
Do you have a
No.
problem with that?
No problem.
Okay. I'm here tonight, basically without too much scientific proof. These are all just postulates at this point, to point out some interesting connections between two very relevant theories. One discovered in December of '02 called the theory of ultimate feeling, which is, if you look at the date, it's just about to blossom again. It blossoms every December and it ends about late February.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The ultimate feeling is when...
The theory of ultimate
The
feeling.
theory of ultimate feeling is when you take a very hot shower and the hot water hits you, and then you get the ultimate feeling.
Right. We're not really going into that aspect of it, but the theory of ultimate feeling, basically there are two, what are they called, nerve plexuses that stretch kind of like a ring around the midsection and down the thighs, like the front of the thighs. It's like a nerve plexus. I don't know where it generates, but when scalding water hits it, just for the right time, at the right angle, and if you move slightly in the shower so that it kind of lacerates the side and the front thigh, there's a feeling that sends you into another dimension.
Oh, wow.
And it's very, very intense. It's orgasmic in nature, and it has far-reaching implications for the next theory that I'm trying to interplay here. The theory of KBP, which is the theory of kitten, baby, and puppy. The theory of kitten, baby, puppy states, and I have to give Joe Zachary a lot of credit. We were talking about something that Joe had mentioned, which was a statement that Joe had mentioned about a month ago. Joe said to me, life is relentless. It just keeps going on. I followed up that statement at the Mariners Cove breakfast yesterday. And he basically said that kittens and babies and puppies, when they're very young, when they're born, they smell good, they look good, they feel good. If you embrace a baby and you coddle it, you're feeling the very essence of freshness. If you take an 85-year-old woman or man and coddle it just when it wakes up, you don't get that same freshness.
Of course not. They smell like old.
As a matter of fact, you may even get a repulsion. The skin, the scent.
I'm with you, man.
All right. The question is why? What happens? There is a theory, a sub-theory of decay, that it is inescapable, regardless of how much money you make, what socioeconomic class, what you do for a living, where you are in the world, completely independent. You are programmed to decay at an accelerated rate once you hit your prime, and that varies. Okay? There's nothing you could do. The theory of KBP, again, kitten, baby, puppy. As you coddle a young kitten, the odor, the smell, it's invigorating. It makes one want to just leap out. An elderly cat, an elderly dog, an elderly human, when you coddle it, especially when it first wakes up, it will be slightly odoriferous, its skin tone.
Dan has a question.
I would just like the camera.
Remember,
it's a
you're-
pan one.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh.
can. But remember, there's no questions because you're basically talking to yourself. Now, why do I bring all this up? How does the theory of ultimate feeling interplay with the theory of KBP?
I bet you I figured it out already. But go ahead.
Okay.
Well, of course, because
The
you are
theory
part
of ultimate feeling, regardless of your age, as long as it's in the dry winter months with scalding water, from the front of the thigh as you slowly rotate, depending on which side, as you slowly rotate, when you reach the pinnacle of that theory, regardless of your age, you could be an 85-year-old
You are
man
reverted back.
or a woman, you are reverted back to the KPB.
Would you smell good at that point?
You are pure. It is like it is like the pure one, like a camera.
Right, some more.
The theories interplay. Yet, when the water goes off that neural plexus, you're back. So what does that tell you, Dave?
The inexorable, inescapable destruction wrought by time.
The ravages of
The
time,
ravages
like
of
Michael
time,
said.
the ravages of entropy, which is the tendency towards disorder, which is actually the very source of our perception of time having a direction. That things tend to become more disordered and more chaotic. And this is our inescapable lot in our existence.
Are you calling age progress toward entropy and disorder?
Yes, oh yes, absolutely. As we age, we might gain experience, we might gain knowledge, and it's not fruitless, and that knowledge can be disseminated to the young. But you yourself and your body is slowly and inexorably decaying, like you so aptly put earlier in this lecture. And that's a fact, and we are all stuck with this fact, and it ravages the mind, and it ravages the heart, and it ravages the spirit.
Do you remember being a baby?
I have no direct recollection of being a baby, although I do have recollections of being rather young, and those recollections are the ones of the highest essence. So, but actually being a baby is beyond conscious
You
thought.
can go in the shower any morning between December and February, and if you get it just right,
Why?
you can go right back to that first feeling. That's the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, of the theory of ultimate feeling. It literally is a fountain of youth, if you could strike it. Remember, in the shower, you should be, your back should be to the water. Let's take the right side. It hits you on the right side. Let it, as you slowly turn clockwise, let it come and go around and down the thigh. Once it hits the thigh, it's right about here. It's gonna get red, it's gonna hurt, but it's like the sweet spot with Vicodin, a sweet spot with oxycodone. You're not even a human being. You're ageless, you're timeless. It is absolutely amazing. And we're coming up to that point very soon in December. The theory of KBP ties in very intimately with the theory of ultimate feeling. Dan, a comment too.
Dan?
Well, it's all very interesting. I think that all systems, like Dave said, ultimately degenerate, both living and otherwise. And without the continuous input of energy, for us kittens and puppies and humans, it's in the form of carbohydrates and fats and proteins, energy
Well,
food
what have you to
source.
say about the shower and this whole
Now,
water?
in relation to the water and the fountain of youth, there's a unsaid, underlying, analogous meaning there.
It's not really youth.
But
it's a split second.
I would
it's
argue
so quick that you're done
because-
before you even realize.
Because of the transient nature of this, if you were to leave the ultimate theory water on that area,
No, you
these-
burn yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore these nerve endings are continuing on in their aging, if you will, and they time out. They either neurotransmitters are saturated, what have you, and the feeling passes, and the body will continue to degenerate the same way
According.
these things do in the general sense of the
What's interesting-
KBP theory.
That's correct.
So what you're saying is that you're having one theory combining with another theory, but only for a split second.
Split second.
The combination is internally consistent with both theories.
I think it also has a lot to do with being out of time. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that when you overload the senses to such an extreme that your body is returned for a moment to a primal state, a state that's pre-conscious.
Oh yeah, it's like you're just being born. I've only achieved it once out of the several hundred times that I've tried it. Once.
Several hundred times, but
Yes.
only between December.
The temperature has to be right.
Why only in the winter months?
Because I think it's a cascade. You have to excite said nerves, and then said nerves. It's like a building. It's like going up to the pyramid. It's very hard to get.
Last winter, you stood up here and you gave a similar lecture about the theory of ultimate feeling.
Yeah, it's a quest. Every winter, I'm going to try to delve in and try
But
to
you weren't
understand.
addressing the relationship between the theory of primalcy,
I was
reversion to that
right. I was
state
more
of
on the physiological. How do the nerves make this possible?
yes,
Why, when triggered in a precise sequence,
yes.
in a precise cascade, do you get that instant
And
of
is there maybe
pure being?
Is there a proper therapy that could be devised from this? One that's maybe less extreme and dangerous, to cause people to rejuvenate their
Only a full
their
understanding of this theory, which we have yet to do, can we even think
So
of
is
toning
this
it
a
down.
unifying theory now, or is this just another?
We're reaching. This is a
piece
little bit of a
Well,
reach
studies
right
would have
here.
to be done with a functional MRI while somebody's undergoing the theory.
Or bio-neurofeedback during that time. That's correct.
Right.
A complete brain scan, you would have to see exactly what's going on.
Because then maybe we can find other ways to trigger this
Let's-
intermarriage.
Let's